Good morning, it's Joe Romero, your Subaru added security and equity shield product partner for the Denver and Portland zones. Today I want to talk to you about gap protection. Most of you know what gap protection is, and most of your customers know what gap protection is. You know, in the simplest terms, if your vehicle is declared a total loss, it's going to pay the deficiency balance between what the insurance company gives you and what you owe to the bank. I like to tell you that gap insurance with most companies is very similar and there's not a lot of differences. But I do want to tell you what the biggest difference is between what our gap protection does and what the rest of the gap protection does, and then just give you my presentation in how I always share that with the customer. So our gaps are very similar. We cover up to 150% of MSRP or NADA retail value. We cover up to a loss of $50,000. Like I said, most gap protections are the same. Where we differ is that we not only pay the deficiency balance, we not only pay the deductible up to $1,000, but we give your customer an additional $1,000 to come back only to your store to buy another vehicle. That is a big difference. It's a customer retention tool. It gives you a chance to retain that business without having someone to go somewhere else to shop, because you have a $1,000 advantage if the vehicle was declared a total loss. But the other advantage you're going to get is you're going to get a different level of customer service. Every week I get emails from headquarters telling me there was a gap claim at this store, here's the customer, and they have the extra $1,000 benefit. I got one yesterday. I immediately emailed the store, here's a customer that may be a potential deal for you, and they have an extra $1,000. They in turn send the salesperson to reach out to the customer, and it drives business back in. So the two differences you're going to get from Subaru Equity Shield Gap is you're going to get the additional $1,000 on top of the negative equity, on top of the deductible. You're going to get, your customers get an additional $1,000 to come back only to you to buy another car. And you're going to get a different level of service. If your current provider is not getting a hold of you when one of your customers has a gap claim so that you can reach out and help your customer get into another vehicle when they've had a loss, you need to look at Subaru Equity Shield Gap. Now, here's how I present it to a customer when I'm talking about it on the menu. I don't necessarily like to use word tracks word for word every time, but this one has worked for me, and I do try and stick to this every time I present it. So when I'm on the menu and I come to gap, I usually start like this. In the event your vehicle is declared a total loss for just about any reason, your insurance company may want to settle. You may owe this much to the bank. This amount in the middle, the deficiency balance, is paid in full. The deductible required to file that claim is paid up to $1,000. And then you're going to get an additional $1,000 from Subaru to help you purchase your next vehicle. Good only here at your store. And I present it every time that way to the customer, and it seems like it's a pretty simple way for everyone to understand. And you know, a lot of it is the hand motions as well. I don't want to tell them, hey, your vehicle is going to have 10, 20, 15, 7, whatever the amount of negative equity that you think it's going to be. I simply tell them, in the event of a total loss for just about any reason, your insurance company may want to settle. My hand goes down here. You may owe this much to the bank. I don't want it to be this much. I don't want it to be this much. You may owe this much to the bank. This amount in the middle, the deficiency balance, is paid in full. The deductible required to file that claim is paid up to $1,000. And then you're going to get an additional $1,000 to come back only here to buy another vehicle. It's a real simple presentation. It's real simple for the customer to understand. It's real simple for you to remember how to do it. And it does help get the point across of everything that our gap insurance does. I hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions about Subaru Gap, you have my phone number. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. Have a great day.